Before we lighting the lamp, we'll be honoring the guests on the dais. I request the Consul, Mr. Arun Vasu, to garland His Excellency the Ambassador. Of course, we can request the ambassador to garland the Consul General also as a guest, because we are celebrating his 100th year of existence in. So I request Mr. Ram to garland Ms. Shailaja, who has been helping us for the festival, not only for the festival but the Pancha program also. Of course, we arrange in short notice also, sir. We request the dignitaries and the dais to light the traditional lamp. May I request Ms. Sina was also participate here?
It is wonderful that it's not just in December that we meet you more often during these lovely festivals which Mr. Tangaraj, religiously organizes every month. Sweden, I just noticed when I walked in here that it is the 100th year celebration of the consul in Chennai, and that was news. And what I wanted to say immediately was that it's 100 years and I don't think I know your country enough. I want to know more. There's so much we can understand about a country through cinema, and that is what ICF is doing. It's wonderful. For me, I think my exposure to Sweden started when I was hearing about Stockholm Syndrome and wondering why. And I remember this film, The Crying Game, where we discussed it so much because I'm just connecting it. Everything almost seems to be connected with culture, art and cinema. And I'm very happy to see Ms. Tina Vasu here because I remember my aerobics class. I used to live right here in Alvarpet, and your aerobics class was where all of us went. Our 20s and 30s were all spent there with our little ones learning aerobics. I remember Irving Wallace's The Prize, a novel which exposed us a lot to Swedish culture. So it is through cinema. And then when I went to do my film appreciation in FTI, the Film Institute in Pune, I remember getting exposed to the works of Ingmar Bergman. I read a novel about Ingrid Bergman. So a lot of little things like this which has exposed us to the culture, the people, the art and lifestyle in Sweden. And I think that's what cinema does. It connects people. We don't have to go through history books. I think seeing the lives, the everyday life, what the cinema stands for gives us an understanding, and I think it works towards world peace as much as any top level talks or lessons. I travelled to Stockholm in 2005, so we did a Scandinavia tour, and I remember the landscape of the country still lingers and I want to get back. The photographs I shot there was something about the way the light fell in that land that made all of us look prettier. I think the sculptures there gave us a sense of freedom. And I remember the guide there told us that a number of artists come there to adopt the country and settle in their later years. And that brought me to it gave me, I remember Ingrid Bergman and two other directors whose names I can't get very easily, who moved to Hollywood and then came back in their later years back to Sweden. And Tarkovsky, I think he adopted the land towards the end. So there's so much we can connect over cinema with countries, and particularly Sweden. 100 years here, we want to know more, so we really look forward to seeing more of the Swedish films here. When I went through the film to be screened today also, I initially read it is about a 100-year-old man who goes away from home. So I was expecting something serious. And then when I read further about it, it said something about the way Swedish people think. You don't have to say a sad loneliness story when you're talking about a 100-year-old man. It was a comedy and very wacky one. So I said, the way they look at cinema is so different. I think when I went through the list of films, I tried to remember the films I've seen. One of my favorite films, Dancer in the Dark, was shot in Sweden, I think, and something very bold, experimental. And they deal a lot with relationships. I think our Tamil cinema again is moving towards more of those. So it's wonderful that this festival is happening here. We look forward to all the screening. Thank you very much.
Now I request the Consul General, Mr. Arun Vasu, to say a few words.
Ambassador Sandberg, Mr. Tangaraj, ladies and gentlemen. It's nice to be back. Firstly, I'd like to thank Mr. Tangaraj for his enthusiasm every time to actually have a film festival. Even if we forget, he reminds us every year that we must do another one. So thank you for that, sir. The coincidence of the movie 100 Years and the celebration of the consulate in Chennai being 100 years old, we actually came across the archives which date back to 1916, and we saw the first entry which was done by the Church of Sweden issuing a passport, and we thought it was a great occasion to actually club it with the ambassador's visit here. And just to go back a little on the history, the Church of Sweden was the representation that time, then it passed on to the Swedish mission, followed by some of the Swedish companies like Swedish Match, Vulcan, and there was one company called Facet Asia, which I remember the Consul General, Mr. Lundberg, followed by my mother, and then me here now. So it's been a long history, but a good one, and Sweden and India have had a great relationship for 100 years, and we continue it for another 100. So thank you once again for being here, and thank you, Mr. Tangaraj, once again.
Thank you, sir. We are always with you, sir. Now I request His Excellency the Ambassador to give his inaugural address.
Thank you. Mr. Daya Chetur, Mr. Daya, former Consul, Stina Vasu, Consul Arun Vasu, ladies and gentlemen. It's really a pleasure for me to be back in Chennai, and I will certainly see to it that, having heard these words now, I will certainly see to it that it happens at a more frequent pace. First, gratitude to the Indo-China Appreciation Foundation for organizing this and giving us an opportunity to show some Swedish entertainment with, I think, some layers of meanings in the entertainment form, comedy form. The 100-year-old man who climbed out of the window and disappeared has made quite some international success, was nominated for an Academy Award. Now, Arun, you stole my point on 100 and 100, but I'll continue where I was going to continue after that and say that I'm not 100, but I'm closer to 100 than to 0, I had a lot of sympathy for this man, and I hope you will get a feeling for why I do that, why I feel sympathy for the man you're going to meet in the movie. And I'm really extra delighted that we're screening a film here in the heart of Hollywood. I will be even more delighted when we can film a Swedish movie here in Hollywood, and film a Hollywood movie in Sweden. Let's try to set that as a goal. And Tamil Nadu can be proud of his long history in filmmaking. It's another 100, I think. 100-year anniversary of the first Tamil film, I'm told. Kitchaka Badham, if I pronounce it correctly. Thank you very much on the linking again to the 100, Arun, for running the consulate for us and being the face of Sweden here, and for being here tonight. and I hope that we'll be, with this film showing, we'll take one little step in building a little bit more of cultural relations and building a little bit of understanding of Swedish mentality and where we all as international human beings link together and think alike. So, hope you will enjoy this. Thank you very much for this.
Thank you, Your Excellency. We had the honor of having His Excellency in 2014 as well as 2016, which we feel is an honor given by the Embassy of Sweden as well as the Honorary Consul in Chennai. Friends, yes, we are trying to get some good films for the festival also. In fact, we are trying to get one very good film from Sweden. Of course, we may request Mr. Suchita is sitting here as well as the ambassador to give one particular film. We'll be requesting them also. Likewise, we are getting films not only for a monthly program as well as for the Chennai International Film Festival also. Thanks for the help and the support extended by the His Excellency as well as the Honorary Consul. Thank you, friends. Please enjoy it also. Thank you, please.